Breaking news, blackout as NLC shuts down national grid. Oh boy. This strike action by Labour, TUC, NLC with the federal government is causing more problem now than expected, because government is struggling to issue minimum wage or approve minimum wage requested by the labor union, but they are very quick to release funds for the National Assembly, for the presidency, and all the ASO Villa workers. The state governors are quick to issue budget and fund for themselves. But for the productive citizens to ask for a better welfare package, they will not. Cost of living is bad. Everything has skyrocketed. Food inflation is bad. Ordinary bread and garri, common man can no longer afford it. And those are the major staple food for Nigerians because of poverty rate. So with all of these, even federal government is trying to use Attorney General Federation to cow the labor union not to go on strike, saying industrial court has issued a court injunction. They say, to hell with your court injunction. We are moving on and nothing is stopping us. So now the strike has started. National Assembly had an emergency meeting with them yesterday, tried to intervene, but the meeting ended in deadlock, meaning that there was no headway, and the guys have gone on strike today. As of today, all the airports are shut down. People are not able to travel, and now Transmission Company of Nigeria has been shut down. About 6 transmission stations have been down, and now there is problem blackout now in the country. The national grid has been shut down now. So that revolution that they don't know how to manage, they think that nobody will be able to stand up, is getting closer. That is it. The government cannot continue to impoverish Nigerians and expect everybody to remain docile and keep quiet or true. It's unacceptable. Okay, so on this breaking news, this was disclosed by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, in a statement signed by its spokesperson, Dilema, on Monday morning, which is this morning. TCN said workers were driven away from their duty post while others were beaten and wounded at some point. Oh boy. So in compliance with the joint directive of the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress, to down tools on Monday over the new minimum wage, electricity workers have shut down the national grid, resulting in nationwide blackout. They go hear them. So that you see, workers will continue to remain cowed into some of these things that they are doing, and expect that nobody will talk. It won't work. So this was disclosed by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, in a statement signed by its spokesperson, Dilema, on Monday morning. Okay. TCN said workers were driven away from their duty posts while others were beaten and wounded at some power facilities. It added that all its efforts at grid recovery were being frustrated by the unionists. So the Transmission Company of Nigeria hereby informs the general public that the labor union has shut down the national grid, resulting in blackout nationwide. So the national grid shutdown occurred at about 2:19 a.m. this morning, 3rd June 2024. Not be small while. So at about 1:15 a.m. this morning, the Benin transmission operator under the Independent System Operations Unit of TCN reported that all operators were driven away from the control rooms, and that staff that resisted were beaten, while some were wounded in the course of forcing them out of the control room, and without any form of control or supervision, the Benin Area Control Center was brought to zero. Bagan. Other transmission substations that were shut down by the labor union include the Gamu, Benin, Ayede, Olorushogo, Akangba, and Oshogbo transmission stations. Some transmission lines were equally opened due to the ongoing activities of the labor union. So on the power generating side, power generating units from different generating stations were forced to shut down some units of their generating plant. The Jeba generating station was forced to shut down one of its generating units, while shut down one of its generating units, while 3 others in the same substations subsequently shut down on very high frequency. So the sudden first load cut led to high frequency and system instability, which eventually shut down the national grid at 2:19 a.m. So at about 3:23 a.m., however, TCN commenced grid recovery using the Shiroro substation to attempt to feed the transmission lines supplying bulk electricity to the Katakpe transmission station. The situation is such that the labor union is still obstructing grid recovery nationwide. So we will continue to make effort to recover and stabilize the grid to enable the restoration of national normal bulk transmission of electricity to distribution load centers nationwide, TCN stated. Oh boy. So what is happening now is that the electricity system is down in Nigeria. Okay, both the transmission stations, about 6 of such stations, and then the generating station, some of them too in Shiroro area were also shut down. So with the way it is now, let me see what Ngige is going to do. There's someone in an emergency meeting, invite electricity workers after nationwide outage. What are you going to do with electricity workers? They have left. Okay? The national grid restored after collapse. Okay, that is for long ago. So all these things that are happening now, they are trying to find a way, to subvert the union's effort for the strike. But it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So Nigerians are tired of what is happening in the country right now. And like I was saying, what should be talking about is not just the minimum wage, because they're not even paying it. They can agree 100,000 and they still would pay it. There are so many other sections of the economy that need to be improved. One of it is the cost of living, the exchange rate, inflation, food inflation. Not this working. Even if they pay the minimum wage without proper exchange rate, the value of the naira will still be useless. And how long are you going to continue to increase salary in the future? That's a big question that they're not able to answer. So the thing here right now is that it's not just enough to ask for minimum wage. There are so many other areas. What about people that are not working? What about people that are not earning salary from other private or public sector? What about those that have their own businesses? How are they covered in this action? That is the question. The people that own their private businesses, running diesel and petrol to run their business, how are they covered in this strike action? How are they covered in this labor union negotiation? So, and that is why I'm saying that it is beyond minimum wage. Okay, labor union is supposed to consider the plight of the unorganized labor. As people who are on entrepreneurship side, people who are self-employed, people who have their own businesses. They don't belong to any labor union. They don't earn salary from government or from any other private entity. How are their interests protected? That is the question. Because the government must know that, look, life must be, good and must have value for every citizen of Nigeria, whether you are in the public or private sector, or if you are having your own business, you're self-employed. Your interest must be protected. Otherwise, what they're doing is a child's play. Okay? What they're doing is a child's play. So in the comment section, someone said, government always define strong thing before they go comply. B. Labor should be sued for disruption of activities in the offices. In the other countries where people are serious, there shouldn't be total shutdown of offices. How to carry out strike is that people should be picketing while others are carrying out work. What do you mean? In the office or in the offices. So with this action, no foreigners will come. What is in Nigeria to come and invest on? This person is just talking something else. Some say if you were a civil servant, you will not post this rubbish here. Exactly. Just posting rubbish because you have your Agbado interest at heart and now you're making a comment that does not benefit the people. That won't work. As I say, well, this collapse of the national grid by the unionists, to say the least, is an economic sabotage. That is your own. That is your own. So go and arrest them. Go and sue them if you can. Okay, somebody said, go arrest too. Exactly, so go arrest. Handiwork of Kukurubilishila. What is Kukurubilishila? During Buhari, did you hear these brothers attack him? Okay, his brothers attack him. During Buhari, his brothers did not attack him. They all went silent. They all were silent. But now they have regained their voices with the help of some certain elements. Okay, even Atiku never for one day condemned Buhari actions with governors, because it's his brother. South should open their eyes, not, go and sleep. What is happening in Nigeria is burning, and something has to change. Military personnel should be mobilized to protect and maintain essential services if NLC is on strike. Exactly. Let them go and protect now. It's done, it's done. Military will not run it. And you're talking as if the military itself are not suffering. Have you never been involved in a strike where the military man is encouraging it at the back end? Because life is also tiring for them. You need to understand. More sufferings for the noble government and APC is not better, not go better for them. And so, we don't have electricity or light before, so it has no effect if shut down forever. Of course, they already give some people light. Some self not even get light in their neighborhood for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, some 1 year. So whether it's short or not short, it not make any difference for such people. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment from this strike action that I just started.